I joined the French Foreign Legion in winter 1985, and I still remember the circumstance. I am a German national, and I have been in Germany this time. I was in my favorite bar. It was end of January, and I drank a beer. I drank 2 beers. I have been with my girlfriend there, and I thought about life. I thought about my life. I thought about the life of my relatives, of my parents, of all my friends, and all the people who I knew in Germany. And I thought by myself, what are they doing? Where's something exciting? Where's some adventure? You know, they go up early in the morning, they go to their job, they make their job, they're coming home, they have dinner, they go into sleep, they wake up, they have breakfast, they go in to do their job. And this 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, there's nothing exciting. So I decided in this evening in my bar, I was a little tipsy, sure, but I thought about my life. What do I expect from life? And I told myself, I didn't want to be Mr. Joe Block. I didn't want to be like anybody else. What I wanted to do in life, to achieve in life, is to go close to my limits, to my physical limits and to my spiritual limits. And that's why I decided in this night to join the French Foreign Legion. The next day, I didn't lose any time. I took a small bag, a small rucksack. I catched the train to Strasbourg, and I rushed to Strasbourg. And in the small bag, what did I carry with me? Toothbrush, toothpaste, a little small money, a book, some clothes to change. Stop. In this bag, in this rucksack, I had my whole life. I didn't want to take anything from my old life to my new life. And when I knocked on the door in the PIL in Strasbourg, in the Poste d'Information Légion Étrangère, I told myself, when you pass through the door, Thomas, whatever will happen, I will stay there 5 years, I'm sure. And of course, you have some expectations, and who will open the door? And in my head, I had, of course, there was a big man with a lot of muscles like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and with scars in his face and all this stuff like this, short hair, but nothing at all. When the door opened, there was a caporal chef, and he was thin like a nail, like a clue, like a nail. He had a mustache, and he smiled at me, and he just looked at me and asked, "Hey fella, what do you want?" And I say, "I want to join the French Foreign Legion." And he told me, "Hey, very welcome." And it was just great. It was just stunning. And so I followed him. This was in Rue de Ostende, Strasbourg. And I followed him to his office, and he told me, "Listen, in the waiting room, close to the door, you have some magazines, you have some books, you have some reviews all about the French Foreign Legion. Go in there, have a seat, have a look, and if you are still here in 1 hour, you can come to my office, sign the contract." I went to the waiting room, I sat down, but I didn't have a look at a magazine at all, no. And 45 minutes later, I couldn't stand it anymore. I stood up, I knocked on his door, and I asked, "Hey, I want to sign right now." And he was smiling. So I signed the contract, the bottom right, and I not even read the contract. So I cannot tell you what are the terms of the contract? You know, all what I wanted is to join the Legion. Yeah. And in this first week, we have been 4 candidates, right? Every day they're coming about 3 or 4 candidates knocking on the door, and maybe, yeah, more than the half of them are leaving in the same hour, because maybe it's not that they didn't find what they expected to find, or the Legions are saying no, we cannot keep you there. So we have been 3 people there: a Spanish guy, English guy, me, and an Italian, I think so. And the first, after the second day, they cut our hair. It's about bull of zero, you know, bull a zero they called it. That means 1 millimeter. We had a lot. We had a room. We had a common room, 4 cupboards, 4 beds, a table, 4 chairs, and you know, very rustical thing. And we had a lot of work to do. We have to clean up the floors, the toilet, the bathroom, the canteen, the legionnaires foyer, and all this stuff. And we wore a blue sports suite. And they called us the blue one, the beginners, the greenhorn. Very nice. And so in this first week, there was nothing really excited. All 4 of us, we did not know what we can expect next. Ja.
Wenn gehandelt wird, dann muss man handeln nach seinem besten Gewissen. Und das sind Sachen, das sind Handlungen, die man immer rückgängig machen kann. Man bringt nichts, sich dann den Kopf drüber zu zerbrechen, ein Schuldgefühl zu haben oder vielleicht.
And one day, I found myself in a silent corner in the room. There was nobody else but me. And it was the end of the first week, and we are just 2 days later, we have been brought to Aubagne. And I thought about myself one more time, what happened? And I thought, yes, great. The Legion didn't ask so much questions for the first time, and they just are willing to give me a second chance. And I wanted to leave my old life behind, and I just was grateful. And I thought by myself, if they would send me firstly to a combat regiment and to go directly to combat, to the other of combat, to fight whatever, wherever, against whoever, I would give my life for this institution, because I was ready for it. And this was the life I was looking for. Adventure, coldness, marching through the desert, yeah, danger, face the danger. And that's what we all wanted, you know. For all, everything was an adventure. We were young, we were full of energy, we were willing to give our life for the French Foreign Legion. It was stunning, it was great. Yes, and then one morning all the instructors came to us and, come on boys, get ready. So we took all our stuff, we headed by truck towards the train terminal, Strasbourg, to join Aubagne in the south of France. And that's where the adventure really started. But this is another story.